Hi guys. Same old. Rain off and on, real downpour, and uh, all that. I was going to talk to you today, since I'm more or less stuck inside. Just a quick little talk about a couple of the rides that I really missed since I came down here to Victoria. I have tried. I've gone online. I look at there's three motorcycle dealerships down here, and I look at their schedules. I found one thing one time, beginning of last summer, at the Harley store. They had something posted, but other than that, like Memorial Day weekend, nobody had anything posted. There are some online national type things about motorcycle rides and all that. I think letsride.com, that type of stuff. And I go there and there's nothing in Victoria. I really enjoyed the charity rides. And there's two of them that I really miss. One was for cancer, and a buddy actually started it years ago, and so that made it that much nicer. And then the other ride is a charity ride in Denton called Coats for Kids, and I like that. You get every motorcyclist and their passenger, if they have a passenger with them, they bring a little coat for a kid, a school type kid, young kid. And I would bring a couple coats, even though I was by myself, one for a boy, one for a girl, every year. And I attended that the first 3 years, and then I came down here, so I missed it the last couple of years. And that ride goes on during the holiday season, just a bit before Christmas. And I like those type of rides. When it comes to charity, I'm a sucker for three things. Number one, if it's a friend in need. Number two, if it's a charity that has to do something with my community that's local, whether it's for a school to do this or to do that. And number three, if it has to do supporting some cancer foundation. And I was going to mention something about charity today. I haven't been the recipient of charity, what you would call true charity, except for once in my life. I was, well, it's story time, so I might as well cue the story type music. Go ahead, start that. So anyways, I was poor, come from a very poor background when I was a kid and all that. And I was about 12 years old, living in Rochester, New York. That's upstate New York. Pretty severe winters and stuff up there, as a lot of you endure. I was about 12 years old, and I had a paper route, and it was a decent sized paper route. And then a lad who had an adjoining route got out of the business, so I took over his too. So I had like a double route in the morning, and the papers would come to my porch. We lived, my mom, my brother, 5 years younger than me at the time. My sister must have been a toddler. So it was just us. And we had a part of an old duplex. It's a highway now up there, but the bottom part of a duplex. And I had a screened-in porch. Papers would be dropped off. If I had inserts to do, like the Sunday inserts, I'd put them together there. And I had a shopping cart. And when I was, like I say, around 12 years old, it was a little bit before Christmas, and I'd be dragging that cart with bags and everything else on me, filled with papers and all that, shoulder bags, and covering large route that I had, and the money I made actually went into the household, which, you know, a lot of when I was a kid might seem, you know, bad, but I went to inner city schools, and at the time, there were plenty of kids had it much worse than, you know, didn't have it as nice as I had it. Let's put it that way. So anyways, I'm delivering papers, it's in the snow. We also had to do collections ourselves back then, the paper boys. I don't know if there were any paper girls back then, but anyways, we had to do the collections ourselves. And that was a pain. You'd always have 1 or 2 or 3 people that just never paid on time, so it came out of your pocket, and you had to wait and stuff like that. But I wore, like, you know, a sweater and a jacket or whatever, and it got pretty friggin' cold. And so I'm, you know, pushing shopping carts through snow and delivering my papers, and there was this one lady, old to a 12-year-old. Thinking back, I don't know, she might have been my age, what I am now. She might have even been a little younger, I really don't know. But it's one of the more vivid memories from when I was a kid. You know, I've forgotten a lot, but this today, I know I'll take this memory to my grave. So it's almost Christmas time. It's Christmas time. It's not quite Christmas, and I'm delivering the papers. And I go one early morning and I deliver her papers because, of course, the paper boys, they had to get up, do whatever with the papers, get together, deliver the papers, get back home, get ready for school, and go to school. And so, cold day, snow on the ground, winter. I deliver her paper. She hollers at me, "Wait up, wait up!" And she comes out. And she's bought me a suede coat, had like that fake fur lining in, like the Marlboro Man would wear in commercials. I don't know if you remember that, but a fake, you know, a light tan with the, you know, the lapels that came up like this and all that, and thick. Simulated fur in the inside, or imitation fur or whatever, and suede, and that's always stuck with me. I mean, I don't think she has any idea. As a kid, you know, it was, you know, thank you, great, I needed this, it's warm. Warmed my heart more than any coat I've ever had in my life. And as I got older, I remember, like now, I remember telling the story for the first time. You know, I don't know if it was a bunch of guys sitting around having a beer and we're shooting the bull about something, and somehow it segued, you know how stories segue, oh yeah, well I remember this time, blah, 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 and telling the story, and before I knew it, I realized I had teared up, that I felt an emotion that, you know, from a childhood memory that I really hadn't experienced, and it was overwhelming. And even now, you know, I think about it, and it really gets to me. In fact, I'm surprised I made it through this. But you know, as a kid, you don't realize what you owe that lady for that act of kindness, that generosity, that charity. And then when you get older, of course, it's really too late. You know, who knows? I wouldn't remember her now or anything, but I remember what she did for me. And I love that quote. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind, if the question ever came, well, what's the best coat you ever had in your life, I'd like that. I know it was that one. So, and and the big thing is, I don't know if there's a moral to this story, whatever, but for me, it embedded in me as a kid, as my brain was developing, and as I grew older and stuff like that, that stuck with me. And it, what do you call it? Empathy. I don't know how empathetic I would have been as I grew up, but I believe that there was a substantial increase in the amount of empathy that I feel for others because of that. And so that's why I missed the Coats for Kids ride. So anyways, I thought I'd tell you that story. I wanted to tell that story a long time ago. I may even alluded a little bit to it in a motor vlog or something. I may have done the Reader's Digest condensed version. I don't know. If I'm repeating myself, I apologize. But that's worth telling. It's worth thinking about to me. And you know, I doubt that she's even still around, so you know, if she can hear me, thank you. So, with that, be strong, be happy, be a good neighbor, and I will see you guys, talk to you guys tomorrow. I've got some toys that came in, little minor toys. I've got a little hood thing. Well, I'll mention these tomorrow. This has gone on. Bye-bye.